switching out a swim pool light, you can do it yourself and save a lot of money. Now, of course, I've already turned off the power, and outside of camera, I forgot to roll. We already cut the wire. That's going to make it easier to install the new one because we're going to use the existing wire to pull the new one. I'll show you that in a second. This old traditional light was 500 watts. Every time it was on, it was spinning my electrical bill using a lot of current. The new modern ones are LED. They only use 50 watts and generate the same brightness. Of course, they come with complete instructions. This is what a new swim pool light looks like. This is a 10-inch wet niche. Of course, they are completely watertight, waterproof. Look how thin that is compared to the old one, and it only draws 50 watts. In the video description down below, I'll put exactly which light I purchased. When you're ordering your light, it'll tell you how much length of cord you get. This is a 50-footer, which is pretty standard. You'll cut off the excess if you have it. Now, you can order with longer electrical cords if you need it. This is a multi-purpose 10-inch wet niche. It will fit as long as you have a hole at the 12 o'clock position. It will hold it. My attention on this is to connect the two wires, wrap them with a lot of tape, and then we'll pull the old wire through and draw the new wire into the conduit. Again, these are called wet niches. That light opening gets completely submerged, including the conduit all the way towards the electrical source. You don't have to lower the water level. You actually can do these underwater as long as the power is off. Okay, we have the new wire and the old wire connected together with electrical tape so we can pull it through the conduit towards the electrical side. Of course, make sure your power is off before you do any of this. Swim pool lights are completely waterproof, so you're okay to throw it in the water. I think they float. Let's see. Nope, this one doesn't float. My old one floated. Let me just make sure they're not tangled up before we try to pull through. This is where your pool light connects. This conduit is actually underwater and submerged, so they bring it high enough that it's above the water line. The power is off. We're going to remove the electrical caps. Okay, the ground and bonding wire we're going to keep. We just want the pool light out. Okay, let's see if we'll pull. Okay, we got the new wire through. This is the brand new light wire. In full disclosure, we did get stuck once and it actually broke free. And had to run and go grab my fish tape. You want a good quality fish tape if you're ever pulling wire through conduit or any wall. Great thing, you connect your wire there, you can pull it through. This one's rated for 50-foot length, and they have some that are even longer than that. So yeah, this green bonding grounding wire, I think it bonds the entire swim pool frame, rebar in the concrete, everything metal. We're going to reconnect that. Okay, green grounding bonding connection back where it's supposed to be. And now I want to cut the length of the new light to about the same length as the feeder wires. Okay, at this point, you're literally just connecting colors, green, white, and black. Remove the sheathing. A quick tip, a pro, old contractor told me years ago, if you ever get a small puncture cut on a job site and you can't find a Band-Aid or don't have time for Band-Aids, electrical tape works great. All right, I'm going to start with all the green grounds together. These are all braided or stranded wiring. Get them at the same length, and then your electrical caps will twist them together. You can always give them a little tug to see if you have any loose ones. Green to green, white to white, and black to black. That's the preferred order for safety. Okay, at this point, you're literally just going to tuck everything back into that service box. Again, this is a wet niche, so this conduit is filled with water up until the height of your swim pool water. So they make this rise up above the final grade higher than the depth of your swim pool, so water doesn't go up into here. There's even a weather strip gasket at the bottom, so it's completely weather tight, and bugs and rain and snow won't get in there. At this point, I'm actually going to switch my power back on and test the light. Now, these lights are supposed to be submerged before you turn them on. I know my old one would overheat. So go ahead and dunk it right in the water. And would you look at that, we have light. All right, just to be extra careful, I am going to turn off the power one last time before I screw it in the wet niche. I did order this pole light on Amazon.com. The product link is in the video description down below. This was a universal fit for all 10-inch wet niches. Wet niche simply means that water does go in the housing. It says it will fit any opening that size as long as you have the mounting screw hole at 12 o'clock. So this noon high location that will mount the light. Now, you're asking about the extra cord length. You do want to keep some around for future serviceability. And some people like to take off their light during the winterization. It's just good to have a little extra length there. And then what you do with that is you just wrap it up and throw it in the back of the niche. Replacing an in-ground swimming pool light. This is the old one, this is the new one. The old one's 500 watts, the new one's LED at 50 watts. We're gonna save a ton of electricity. Make sure not to turn the lights on until it's submerged with water. You can absolutely do this one yourself.